Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find.
This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
So now, if you dirty dozen have no objections, we will get our equipment and we will start in right now.
Start in right now. All right. So, morning, everybody.
Morning. Happy Monday.
It's Monday.
I like Monday. It's my day off.
Not sure how I feel about that on Mondays. So anyway, good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It was an exhausting week dealing with a lot of different things, including all of us having to deal with Claudia's death. We had the wonderful memorial yesterday, and then we got to hang out and talk a little bit. And I want to again send a thank you out to Brian, that 70s rock fan, for hosting the memorial, and on top of that for Mark, I'm going to say it the right way, Mark D with a C, for hosting the camera and audio.
They did a great job.
They did. Had so much trouble with the audio, but they figured it out pretty quickly where you could actually hear people, and it was nice. It was funny listening to some of the stories. I mean, really, Tim wrote me privately and says, "Is this a memorial or a roast?" I said, "A good memorial should be a roast."
Both.
It absolutely should be. You know, if you remember something real and you really love them and you think about all the funny shit, that's the best time to bring it up. Don't just bring up the most sad stuff. I mean, this is your chance to bring it out. That's why I love Irish Wakes. Irish Wakes are great. So let's see who's all here. Penny was here first. Snortapoopus. What's up, Snortapoopus? How you doing, buddy?
I met both of them in Loki's chat before I went to clinic.
Nice. Let's see. Andy is here. Good morning, Andy. And our good friend D. Bud Martin is here. Hardest working wrench in the community.
He really is.
Yeah, when we lost Six, man, he had to pick up, man. He had to pick up. And boy, I tell you, people aren't aware of how much she was doing until she was gone. And I don't blame her for what she did. You know, it gets exhausting dealing with some of the people that you got to deal with.
I'm glad she's back.
I'm hoping she comes back more and more, but I don't want her to go too far and drain herself like she had been. So, but good morning, D-Bud. I hope you're doing good. Today we're going to be talking about this classic film, The Dirty Dozen, and it's also our memorial for Donald Sutherland. I'll be talking about Donald, and this movie was his big break. He had worked mostly on the BBC and over in the UK. In fact, in the 60s, he lived in Britain, and his first child was Rachel Sutherland, and she was born in '66, 2 years after me. And all of his kids work in the film industry. Rossif is actually a solid actor himself. In fact, one of the best things I think he's known for is the movie Hyena Road, which is a great Canadian war film. It's very good. And he's been in some other stuff, like that shitty series, The Handmaid's Tale. He was in Possessor, which I've never seen. I don't know if I want to watch it. He was in Three Pines, which was a reboot of the mystery series that had another actor playing it. But the cast was good in this, but I didn't think the writing was very good. So Three Pines was not very good. Let's see. Man, just he was in the prequel to The Orphan, which is just not a very. I barely liked the first film. Let's see. The Detectives TV series, actually, that's real detectives, and they pick actors to play the real detectives, and they got some big names in there. And one of them is um, Rossif Sutherland.
That sounds
So, and then
cool.
the youngest son. Now, Rossif is 45, and Angus is 41, and he was in 1917. He was in quite a few new films. He's, oddly, he does mostly stage it from what I understand, but he was in the TV series Commander in Chief, Familiar Strangers, Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, Lost Boys, The Tribe. He played Shane. He was in Dollhouse, the TV series. But he mostly, apparently, I guess he also does a lot of behind the scenes work as a producer. So there you go. The whole family is in film. Rachel, the oldest, she's worked on TV shows like Rookie Blue, Nurses, Mary Kills People, Burden of Truth. My goodness, Saving Hope, Lost Girl TV series, the Kennedys miniseries, Harriet the Spy. All of it behind the scenes. She's not an actor. No, there you
She
go.
must be good though when she gets that much work.
And she's worked on some solid stuff. So that's the kids, and now let's get into Donald, because Donald, his big break was this movie, and he dropped into this role, because somebody else was either fired or had to drop out. I've never found out the name of the person that he replaced. But, Sutherland kinda came in there, and he was the guy that they referred to as having big ears, and,
What?
uh, the director, he couldn't remember his name, and he even referred to him as Big Ears. Um,
Did he
and
like that?
well,
I
Robert
don't think
Aldrich is a very good director. I don't know how he felt about it. I'm assuming he probably didn't like it, but they were really helping him because his part, I don't think even was a speaking part or maybe had one line, but he warmed everybody up on his character because he was playing this comical character. And the character had only, like, I think, one line, and, they liked him so much that they started writing new lines for him or giving him lines. And of course, the character he plays in there is, Vernon Pinkley. What a name, Pinkley. And he has one of the
Yeah,
funniest
right. In the
moments in the film
military.
is when, Lee Marvin picks him to pretend to be a general for an
Yeah.
inspection. Is
I
one
love
of my
that
favorite
scene.
fucking moments in the film. And I'll go and show the clip here. I think I've got that here. Yeah, here it is. Just a little clip.
Binkley's gonna be a general.
Because at first
Why?
he doesn't want
Binkley's
to,
gonna
he
be a
just wants
general.
to
What
shoot.
for?
Shut up and watch.
You know, I want to point out again, God damn it, Clint Walker can grow a beard. That guy's got like the most lumberjack perfect beard in the world. He's got so many fucking male hormones, it's ridiculous. The last moment in that clip is of Clint Walker laughing and his fucking perfect beard. Everybody else looks so scraggly. But
Yeah,
that scene
he's
is really
perfect.
hilarious. And one of my favorite things about him is his reaction. Every time Lee Marvin is looking at him, he has a smile on his face, and then Lee looks at him, then the smile goes away from his face because he's kind of terrified of him. And at the end of that scene, he's so full of himself and happy that he's pulled this little prank off, and he kind of went overboard with it, and he's just beaming and just smiling and laughing with his friends. And Lee walks up to him and he says, "If you pull that again, I will beat you to death." And all of a sudden the smile just goes away from his face because he knows he means it. He's terrified of him. What a great film. And Sutherland, he really does, and you notice it because of the short hair. And each actor got to pick their own haircut in this film. But Sutherland, it really accentuated his ears and the length of his face because he's got a long face. So there's something comical about it. And it's hard to believe that in just a handful of years, he would do this film. This film was his breakthrough role.
Yeah, he got
And
cast for MASH right after that.
he wasn't in MASH until 70, but he was cast for MASH because of this movie.
Yeah.
And then the same year that he made MASH, he also put out Kelly's Heroes. And that was it. He was a star. From that point forward, he was a movie star. And MASH, this movie got him somewhere like, I don't know how to phrase this. It got him to where he was in the room where they make the maps. And then MASH put him on the map, and Kelly's Hero cinched it as a place to visit regularly. And he became a huge star. And oddly, just the year before doing this one, or the same year he did this one, he did the voice in a movie called The Shattered Room, which is one of my favorite horror films from the 60s. And it starred Oliver Reed, Carol Lindley, and the God, what a tragic horror story this guy had. Gig Young. He was the former husband of Elizabeth Montgomery, best known for Bewitched. And he was a horrendous alcoholic with mental problems. And he went and married a young woman in, I think it was 73. Married her, and they went back to his penthouse apartment where he murdered her and then killed himself. And, he was a promising actor. Like, he had just finished making a film, his comeback film, They Shoot Horses, Don't They? With Jane Fonda. And, but he just was so full of self-doubt and with mental illness on top of that he just, booze is a drug, man. People act like it's not a drug. It's a fucking drug. It destroyed him, destroyed every relationship he ever had, and I think led to him doing something insane, killing himself and killing his wife. It's sad. But oddly, though, again, pointing this out, this was a British production shot over in the UK, and Donald Sutherland isn't even credited. It wasn't found out until later that he was the voice of the adult version of the thing in this building that was killing people. So if we ever get to watch that, Anima, I hope you do.
Not sure.
It's a 1960s horror film. Don't be a pussy.
It's a horror film.
It's a 1960s horror film.
So
Don't be a pussy.
shut up.
So
Smarty said
this
something
film,
that I want to address real quick. This
Yeah.
because the real guys, the what was the name?
the
Those-
5013.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit about army regulations, and they cut themselves mohawks because they were all of Native American descent and
Well, they were
refused to shave,
also
refused to bathe.
refused to
So-
bathe, refused to shave. The all these things filtered into it. It also was the inspiration for the original Inglorious Bastards, and
Oh.
sort of the remake by Quentin Tarantino. But these guys were very dangerous, and a lot of them didn't make it. McNeese did. He was the baddest ass of them all. He was
Well, they
the
were on
guy
a
in charge.
suicide mission.
Yeah, how
But
he
he was
survived
expected
was
to come back.
crazy. Yeah, they were sent over to cause trouble. Cause
To
trouble and kill
destroy
Germans.
bridges originally, and they turned it into assassination of German officers for the movie. So
Yeah.
they went that historically accurate, but still a great movie.
So Dirty Dozen is based a little bit on that. I think the stories of the Japanese fear of Marines also helped filter into this, because they thought all of the American Marines were convicted killers. And they were just terrified of the U.S. Marines.
Yeah, but none of them were felons in real life. None of them. That's purely made up by Hollywood.
Yeah. But Dirty Dozen is a great little film. Lee Marvin wasn't very excited about making it and spent a lot of the time drunk while making it. And they finally realized that the only person that they could send to get Lee when he was on a stupor was Charles Bronson, because Lee respected, admired, and would not fuck with Charles Bronson, because Bronson would have fucking let him have it. So
They had
Bronson
to
was the
grab
guy.
him from a pub once.
Yeah. It also led to a funny story while they were making this film, that Sean Connery stood up in an event with his mother, and Lee didn't know it was his mother, and tried to hook up with her. And it
No.
got back to Connery really quickly, and Connery went
Oh
over there,
my
was going to
God.
kick the shit out of him. And
He went out to
Lee was terrified. And I don't know if it was Lee or somebody else says, "Not in the face. We do close-ups tomorrow, not in the face."
he set out to smack.
Yeah, because Connery was a known brawler. He was known. He took a gun away from a known gangster because the gangster wasn't happy that he was macking on his woman. So the gangster pulled a gun on him. He took the gun from him, pistol whipped him with it. So
Wow.
when you watch Sean Connery, just know that guy was a badass in real life. He did not fuck around.
No.
And so even Lee
No one
Marvin,
likes
who
him
is a
anymore.
Marvin was a hardcore Marine, man. Served in the Pacific. His entire team was killed. He was the only survivor. He was a Marine sniper. And when his team were killed, he was wounded. He got shot in the ass, and barely missing his spine. And they had to carry him off the beach. And as they were carrying him off, he begged for them to put him back with his friends so he could die with them. Of course, they wouldn't,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
no, that story.
But clearly, he was ready to be an actor if he was able to say shit like that. Because, wow. And he's always done, in my opinion, has always honored soldiers. He didn't like officers. There's an amazing story told by John Borman of him messing with a Fulbright colonel at an airport. It was hilarious. That's a scary looking news, man.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen the cutest first one. So
Well, I like the old fashioned ones. We used to make them all the time, the old Western kind. That that one just looks fucking scary. It's got leather on it. It's like, holy shit, man, that thing means business. And this is sad, but this is where in this story, they're going to get their men from this prison.
Yeah, they need men who have nothing to lose.
Yes, that's true, D-Bud. He was one of the actors picked to play Waco Kid first. His death ended that happening. Sean Connery. Yes, I shagged your mom. What are you going to do about it now, you boy? Yeah, it was actually Connery's mom. George Kennedy had one of my favorite roles that he's ever played because this guy was a versatile actor, but he got typecast as a character actor playing heavies when in fact he was really good with lighthearted comedies. And that would be later, like when he was about ready for retirement, he got picked to play in The Naked Gun as Leslie Nielsen's former partner and friend. This is a great scene because this establishes how certain people feel about each other really quickly. Ernest Borgnine, whether he likes or not, you don't know, but he is ready to kick the shit out of Lee Marvin's character. You're doing this job. You're not. This isn't a request. You're doing this job. This is an order. George Kennedy is the only person there who actually likes Lee Marvin's character. And the other character, dude, oh, what is his name? Oh my God, he hates him. Robert Webber. He plays General Denton. This scene just doesn't like Lee Marvin.
Oh, that's dark, Snorty.
That's
Well,
funny though.
You do know.
I think that's funny.
Yeah,
You do know why it's leather in there, right? It closes faster and making the next snap. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, that's what you hope, that your neck snaps and you die quickly.
Good. Oh, that's good to hear, Penny. Hope you're having fun.
I love the Ernest Borgnine character because he, since the second act, he started to warm up to the unit.
Yep. And Lee was not super excited about this role. Kind of looked down on it at first, but once the film was done, he really liked the film.
Yeah, but one of his problems was that it's supposed to be a war movie and it has nothing to do with war, except that it's set in a time frame. But that was his main beef.
You also got Jim Brown in this one, and I remember Jim Brown got visited by Muhammad Ali while making this film. And this is a huge moment for one of the main heroes to be a black guy in Hollywood.
And then they killed him.
And, yeah, and even though they do kill him, he dies a hero at the end with the most heroic moment, that without him, the mission would have failed.
Well, the guy who got stuck on the roof is pretty heroic too.
Yeah, he died.
I mean, you don't get to see it, but they want you to think that he sacrificed himself to blow up that antenna.
Yeah, he's like, I can't get out. His foot gets stuck in the roof, and yeah, and he's like, got to do something. And the klaxon is going off, and he's got to destroy it. And so he just throws 2 frags over there, tries to duck for cover as best he can, but when you don't see him again, it means he was killed. So, Colonel Breed in the waiting room. So basically, they're giving him an impossible mission and telling him, build this thing and we'll kick your ass.
Classic armchair warriors.
Yeah, Ernest Borgnine's got a weird salute,
Yes.
but Lee's is pretty snap. He's got a snap salute, but he does it too, and it's weird. And I'll
The
pop on
first one,
camera
yeah.
because they do this, which
Yeah.
is different.
Hello,
Gerry? Did
Gerry?
you mute accidentally?
No, he's not muted. Gerry, are you there? Maybe a connection issue. You know,
Yeah, seems to
that
be.
that sort of thing.
He's on farmland Wi-Fi,
Hmm.
internet, whatever.
Oh, okay.
We lost Gerry,
Ah,
that's true, Debut, and hopefully he'll come back. Because we're not a show, Martin and I. Doesn't work
yeah,
like
you
that,
don't
Gerry.
want that.
No, I mean, we've tried.
Look at that face.
Oh, he's a psycho.
No, he's not that of a psycho. He's a mild psycho. Well, how
He
the
is a
psychiatrist called
psycho.
him a functional idiot.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Functional idiot.
Hey, boss, are you with us?
Yeah,
Are you
here.
back? Good.
Yeah.
Don't do that to us.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
I know.
I knew it.
Well, everybody knows you're a dick. It's in your name.
So another great
no,
actor in this film is right there, Richard Jekyll, and Telly Savalas is in this too. Jekyll is one of my dad's favorite actors. Uh, actually, there are four of my dad's favorite actors in this film: Charles Bronson, Lee Marvin, John Cassavetes, and Richard Jekyll, who are all real tough guys in real life. And Dad was like drawn to those kinds of guys.
Did you watch this movie together with your dad?
Oh yeah, many times.
You were only 4 when it came out. Hi, Lee.
Yeah, I never got to see it in a theater. I saw it on TV.
the funny thing is, in the third and fourth movie, the major is played by Telly Savalas.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I want to point out that the first time I saw this film, I saw it in luscious 17-inch, massive 17-inch television, black and white. It was incredible.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
No, I'm being very sarcastic.
The wise guy, not you, the character.
And their
I grew
numbers
up with
come into
black and
play
white
later
TV.
because each one of them has a number. And it's kind of funny when you first go into the Army, before you are associated with your platoon for training, you're in pre-training and you are given a number, and that is the number you go by. And if you don't answer to it, you will get punished. You forget your number, you're in trouble. Worse than that, if your battle buddy forgets his number, you're in trouble. 'Cause they
That is-
really do during basic training, they really push the whole battle buddy thing.
Well, they also want to eliminate your personality, it seems.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Tear you down to build you back up.
I see what you did there, Debut. I am not
Yeah,
a number. I am a free man.
That's right, number 6.
Yep.
And Franco's probably got the biggest story arc of anybody in this film. Which is why I think they did right by having John Cassavetes play him, because not only is he just a phenomenal film director, an independent filmmaker, he is an incredible fucking actor. And I got to point out that, my God, Archer J. Maggot, played by Telly Savalas, you knew he was trouble from the very
Yeah.
fucking beginning.
Oh yes.
Clint Walker is my favorite oddball of this film because he clearly doesn't belong in with this crowd. His crime was he didn't realize his strength when he defended himself and killed a man. So now he's got big man syndrome. He's terrified to hurt somebody. And Lee Marvin has to find his way past that by
Is
pushing
that
him.
when he orders him to attack him with a knife? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
That is intense. That's an intense scene.
I want you to stab me with this knife. And he holds it out with the scab and he goes, don't worry, it's in a scabbard. And the minute he fucking Clint grabs it, he pulls the scabbard off.
Yeah.
And Clint's like, oh shit, I have a knife in my hand now.
Hi, Tim.
Oh my God. You got another funny actor is Trini Lopez. He plays Pedro. And I love his character because he has the famous rope scene.
Oh, I hope you made a clip of that one.
Of course I did.
Great.
Well,
That
let
was
me
funny.
run Tim's greeting video.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
I'm so gonna fuck with that video one day. And
Yeah, I
them
know.
adding the Knights Who Say Knee. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
another wacko right there.
The
Some of them are just
wacko.
crazy.
No, he is
Oh, yeah.
he is the only character in this film who is actually legitimately insane. He is insane.
Absolutely.
And you would kind of hope that a character like that would get weeded out, but he makes it through. They
Yeah, you
know
don't want
to
someone
to
like
not
that on your platoon.
like when he brings them women, he makes Maggot go up and be on, watch duty. So because he doesn't want him around him. Because Maggot doesn't like women.
Yeah.
Kind of last name is that?
Posey.
And the last name is what?
No, Maggot.
Oh, I know.
They are
But it is.
weird.
It's a real name. And Robert Ryan plays Colonel Breed, who's just the biggest dick in this. And I got to tell you, it's odd to see and enjoy watching the Screaming Eagles get treated like shit and made fun of. But yeah, man.
Oh
They're
my
kind of
god,
the
I
bad
hate that
guys.
they keep using hung instead of hanged.
It's a real fucking problem.
I'm a language nerd, you know that. Stuff like that irks me. Don't ask, they'll tell. Yeah, well, they officially all slip on a bar of soap when they get roughed up.
Yep. Trini was a singer. And by the way, good morning, Lee. This is, one of those films where you hope everybody makes it out, but you understand that, yeah, a lot of these guys I'm liking here are going to die.
Yeah, and because you brought up Trini Lopez, do you know why they made him die in the jump? Because the production ran over and Frank Sinatra advised him to quit because of his music career. And he quit, so they made him die in the jump.
Yeah, he dies off camera.
Because he quit. I mean, he's not the only one. Like we said, the guy on the roof, we don't see him die, but that's what they want you to think, that he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, what's really funny about this film is it's directed by Robert Aldrich, who really has made some films that I love. But he just never had the success again after this film. But he did some great films, and just let me like he directed The Flight of the Phoenix with Jimmy Stewart,
And that
and
was
then he
not
made
a
this
success.
film. What?
Why was that not a success?
No, this was before this one. I wasn't
Oh,
finished
before.
talking. And The Flight of the Phoenix, which was done before this, and it was a huge hit. And then he gets given this film, huge hit. And then he makes The Legend of Lila Claire. Nobody remembers that. The Killing of Sister George. Nobody remembers that. Too Late the Hero was a good film, but not a hit. Then he made The Grissom Gang, not a hit. Hosanna's Raid, good film, not a hit. Emperor of the North is one of my favorite films of all time with Lee Marvin again. Ernest Borgnine, great film. With Keith Carradine, great fucking movie, not a hit. His next film did a lot better. He directed The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds, great fucking film. Then he made Hustle, which was moderately successful. And then he made a film called Twilight's Last Gleaming, a very memorable film, but not a huge hit. He did The Choir Boys, a very beloved film about cops, not a big hit. The Frisco Kid, I love that movie, Harrison Ford. God, man, just not a hit. And then he made his last movie, 1981, All the Marbles, and I don't know anybody who's seen that fucking movie. He did direct another film that I liked a lot, is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which for some reason, again, was before The Dirty Dozen. So, it seemed like by the time he got to make this film, he had his career planned out, and he never got to make the movies that he'd hoped to make. And it's sad
That is sad.
because he's a very good director.
Oh, we're coming up to that scene, I think.
Now, what's really funny is we tried to watch this over on Saturday night, and it was too late for Anima, and she started getting whiny. But this movie is so long; it's taking forever to have anything happen. I'm like going because we keep pausing it, and but I'm like, I immediately said, "Nope, nope, we're not watching any more of this film. We'll watch more after you've had some sleep because you're a pain in the ass when you're
Yeah,
tired."
sometimes he kicks me out of the studio and into bed. And it was
Yep.
past 2 a.m. So
Yeah, I'm like, go to bed because this movie you have to love. And I was gonna be hurt if you didn't love this fucking movie. And
well, I love
of
it.
course, once you got some sleep, all of a sudden you like that fucking movie. Look at me knowing
Yeah.
shit about you.
Listen, on Sunday evening, it's a different game because I've had 2 days to sleep in. Well, last week I had, because I was off on Saturday. And that does help. I have exhausting weeks,
Well, in this film, this is the thing that makes this movie so great is it's a character-driven film. And I am drawn to, and don't get me wrong, I love Sam Peckinpah's movies, I really do. But Peckinpah was known for making character-driven stories like this. His gimmick was making action. and adding, gore to it. He was notorious for the slow motion shots. He was the first American director to use slow motion action, to plan it out, to shoot scenes at higher speed. Oh, Japan was the only place doing that.
That's interesting.
Now he's already stolen the wire cutters at this point, right?
I think
Franco?
so, yeah.
Yes.
Because he steals it while cutting the fence the day before. Oh, this is where they get to hear that Kraut bitch. I forget what her name is. Americans hated her.
Yeah, I think he's about to sneak out. And I was confused at first because I couldn't tell it's a wire cutter.
Yeah, Jefferson has the single most emotional and heroic death in the film.
Yeah.
I also like that. Yeah, this is when he's trying to sneak out, and they're like, "You don't. If you do this, you fuck all of us.
Yeah, they
We're
don't
not letting you
understand
leave."
that. It takes them a while to learn that. One fucks up, they're all fucked. They're
Yep.
still too individual.
And now
at this point.
they get it. He doesn't.
They teach him the hard way.
Oh, he's insane from the beginning, Free Rock. He is insane. When you first meet him, it is established immediately this guy's dangerous, and I don't know if it was smart to include him. And then they drag him back, and Lee's like they're waiting for it. Here's the rope scene. Everybody
Oh.
makes up that rope except for Trini Lopez as Pedro Jimenez.
But he's almost there when he starts whining. I
There
can't
he
do
is.
it. I can't do it.
There he is. There he is. I can't.
He's
I
so
can't
close.
do it.
Whining like a little girl.
Hey, Cam comes in the house.
Hi, Cam.
And there's
Yeah,
the machine gun my dad carried, and Don's favorite machine gun, the grease gun.
The grease gun.
45. Yeah.
And it's very effective in that scene.
And cheap as hell.
Oh my God, yeah. It cost $7 to make. So I'm going to show the clip now.
Okay.
It was
Really
dirt cheap to make. All right, where's it at? Here it is, rope scene.
I really can't make it, Major! I can't!
Boy, look at him go now.
He could climb when they fucking had bullets flying at him.
How fast he climbs. And I think he might have peed himself too.
Grease gun was a very effective submachine gun. By the way, good morning, Cam. Anybody else pop in here I need to say hi to?
That was one of my favorite
Cam,
scenes.
Tree
in that
Rock.
movie.
Of course, Lee, I said hi to, and Tim, of course.
Tim got this video. That's the nice scene.
There. This is it. This is the knife scene. Because Franco's the first one. I'll do it. And he goes, "You can wait your turn, Franco." Any chance to stab Reisman, he was going to jump at it. Well, this guy is slow to violence, Clint Walker's character, but he doesn't like being pushed. Look how young Sutherland was. God damn, man.
Young and handsome.
This guy could make an excellent Superman for TV.
He would have. Absolutely. Yeah, they're like, stick him. He never had a chance. Fucking not takes him over and puts him in a fucking arm lock. That's great. I remember one of my favorite stories about Lee Marvin before they shipped out to the Pacific. They're out in the field in their tents waiting for orders to ship out, and the sergeant said the last thing I saw of him before lights out and everybody went to bed, got up the next morning, ship out. He says the last thing I saw was Lee, this combat knife, practice throwing into a tree between the tents.
Oh man.
And I love Lee Marvin like you wouldn't believe. And what a guy.
Oh, the psychiatrist. The guy even had therapeutic whiskey for himself.
I mean, right here, this is another warning. This guy's schizophrenic. Is that he hears voices. He says right there. And he can't think of a better person in combat, even though we can't see it right now, that line. I love Charles Bronson's character.
Oh.
It's too late now. I love Charles' character. I think it's one of the best roles, the mechanic. Oh, I love the mechanic. God damn, I love that movie. That's why, even though I enjoyed the new mechanic film, it didn't have the same dark ending that the original had, and it needed that.
Wait. Right, Putin's God is here. I love that
Hey,
name.
Putin.
It's a cool name.
When you need somebody farting, you can't get better than somebody that's called Putin.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love Putin. He's funny. The best part of the film was when everything started to go wrong. The catalyst for this Archer, Maggot, and Gilpin, whose foot went through the roof, you felt that there was, oh my God, it felt like it was falling apart quickly.
Yeah.
And I got so pissed watching that scene because, like, oh my God, it's like he's walking across the middle of the fucking slats of the roof. Like, having worked on roofs, you learn to walk along the edge of the frame because that's where the supports are. He's walking right through the middle, and I'm like, yeah, he's going to go through it. And he went through it. Yeah.
Even without
Saw
having
that
worked
coming.
the roof, that's what your instincts
Did
should
I
tell you.
just insult you? I both poke fun at you as well as complimenting you. So technically, I went completely neutral with you.
And it is known that we shit on our people lovingly.
The people that we in our chat we love, and if I tease you, that means I like you. And I get a kick.
Teased a lot.
I get such a kick out of him, especially on Toxic Tuesday, man. I like Snortapoopa saying, "How old, Pooter Tat?"
Snorty is always fun.
And this, of course, leads to that video I showed at the beginning. I'll show it again because I love it, man.
Oh,
I like it when they name movie in the movie.
you offended him out of the stream.
I don't
No,
I'm not
stick
violent.
around, Putin. You're fucking
You're not a
awesome.
pussy.
Well, it's a cat.
You just said that with the guy with the name Cat in his name.
I know.
Yeah, this is like, and look, they haven't figured it out yet that they earn every convenience they get in this film.
Even
And
though
so,
he
but they're
tells them.
pissed now that they're having to shave and wash with cold water. Everybody else gets hot water. We don't, you know. So now they don't have to. And of course, this is, you know, coming up on the moment when they say the name of the film within the film,
I love it when
which
they
is,
do that.
I always crack up when they do it.
Yeah.
Some of the blocking choices he had in this are interesting.
What do you mean?
Well, that shot he just did, where it starts out with that huge post blocking it, but it shows division. It's a visual way of showing division between them and the cadre right there.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's right.
And it's perfectly in line with them moving off into the distance. Notice that too. Done intentionally. Aldrich is a very good fucking director.
I didn't pick that up when we watched it. But yeah, that's cool. Listen to Tree Rock.
Now, ironically, there is during World War II, but it's not called a Section 8. It's still called a medical discharge. But the reason it's referred to as a Section 8 is because it had a number of 8 on it. On the page, I think, or reference number was 8 in it. So there, and it was because of another movie, MASH, that Section 8 became famous. And in fact, in the military since World War II, there's no such thing as a Section 8 because the numbers changed. So, but Section 8 just means that you're trying to get out on a mental. This is, oh my God, this is a great scene. I got to pause this because I want to do 2 videos. First of all, I love the video again of this one.
So now, if you dirty dozen have no objections, we will get our equipment and we will start in right now.
I love Jekyll. What a good actor. He died young.
Binkley's gonna be a general.
Why?
Binkley's gonna be a general.
He's gonna be a fool.
Shut up and watch.
That whole fucking scene is just ridiculous. It makes him look like a complete idiot, and I love that.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, he tells him because he doesn't know what to do. How does a general act? And he says, walk slow and look dumb.
Look dumb. You can do that.
That cracked me up. And he enjoys the shit out of it.
And it makes Breen, Breed, Major Breed, Colonel Breed, made Colonel Breed even angrier at him because he pulls this stunt. Because by the end of this, he's fully aware that he's been duped.
Yep. Well, I think he's angry at himself too for buying into it.
Falling for it.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that his response in saying that to him at the end of this scene is my favorite. He goes, quite emotional.
There he comes. What do I have to do?
Dress right, dress. Only people from the military know what that even means.
What?
Dress right, dress.
What
See,
that
there's
even-
the plane at oh
Is what?
at the back is the plane again. During this scene, 2 times you can see a modern plane in the air. Oh, there it is.
I can't
How
even
can
tell
you
what that
tell that-
is.
Yeah, it's so small.
I'm squinting. It's so out of focus.
Do you want to explain the meaning of that phrase, Gary? That you said only military
Oh,
people
dress
know
right,
what it means?
dress. It's a command given when you're in formation to make sure you're exactly an arm's length from the soldier to your right. Dress right, dress. Because they shouldn't be bunched together like that.
Yeah, they stand too close together.
I love this when he's smiling. You pull that stunt again and I'll beat you to death. And that smile just disappears off his face because
Yep.
he is absolutely terrified. Fucking leave me. Um, God damn it, Ryzen.
Yeah, Lee, that's another funny moment. When he's so proud of his city and he says he's never heard of it and his face just falls.
I'm from Moorestown, Missouri. And he looks at him and he slowly stops smiling. He's never heard of it. I'm like, just
That
shit all
breaks him a
over him.
little bit.
I think he
mean-
says Morristown, Missouri.
He could have just as well said, I don't care. I would have had the same effect. It's mean.
And this is where two of the airborne guys catch him alone in the latrine and gang up on him. Which I got to be honest with you, in real life, I think he could have taken him.
Yeah, he should have.
In real life, he knew how to fight.
No doubt.
You know, the funny thing about him is being as a tough guy that he was, he has the gentle voice that you can't imagine.
Well, he talks softly. You know, he doesn't. It's not effeminate or anything. He's
No,
just
no, no, no. I said gentle.
he speaks very low. He doesn't raise his voice.
And this is going to bite them in the ass.
So many things bite them in the ass. This whole
Mm.
situation, this beating, but this beating also bites the guys from the 101st.
I meant them. The guys who beat him up. They are getting it back later in the film.
I like that.
Actually, there's a great line in Call of Duty, one of the last one, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where the Russian turns one of his soldiers that's helping him escape prison, says, "Who has the power in the prison?" And
Oh,
the guy
yeah,
answers correctly. He says, "The prisoners." He says, "That's
Well,
right."
that's the answer
why-
you choose every time.
Yeah, because I knew the answer. I mean, that's clearly meant to be the answer. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the only option because they give you
And I
two
think it's
options.
cool that you get to choose between the guards and the prisoners. And you go for the prisoners every time.
Now that's the classic T5 parachute right there.
I got a lesson on parachutes and how the jumping out of a plane works again last night when we watched it.
Yeah, I explained to her that on one of the videos I sent her that's education on the real Filthy 13, which is funny because there weren't 13 of them. There were more than that. I don't know where they got that number from.
Were they more?
Absolutely,
I
using the
see
helmet to
article
block a
on
punch is
Wikipedia.
great. Yeah, this is when the girls are there and they don't want maggot in there anywhere near those women. He's going to kill somebody, you know. It's just point him at the Germans. That's basically their general attitude with his character. It's get him doing what he wants to do and point him at the Germans. But he ends up, well, you'll find out. If you haven't seen this movie, I feel sorry for you. You should see this movie. You need to fucking see this movie.
Well, it just says here an elite group of commandos belonging to the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. Doesn't
And by
say
the
number.
way, I forgot to play one of our videos, and I'm going to play it now when we have a chance.
With
Hey, man, where are you, German?
I insisted on making that
'Cause he's-
clip.
hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, I lost audio. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Mexican internet.
We also lost Anima.
Yep. Maybe was the stranger having a hiccup?
Huh?
But she's back.
these British prostitutes are so.
Oh my God! There's like only one or two are pretty.
They are a bit old, and the guys don't know what to do with them.
They're
That was funny,
scared.
right? Yeah.
They haven't been in the company of a woman probably in quite a while.
Well, we don't know how long they were in prison.
Well, this is 44, I think. This is right before D-Day. So they've probably been in there for 2 to 3 years.
Well, in real life, this was happening right before D-Day, as a preparation for D-Day, because they were supposed to
I
destroy
just-
bridges.
I just said
They
that.
did that.
I just said that.
Well, we don't really get a timing for this one, for the movie, because they changed the story.
Yes, snort. I could see that.
He gets the prettiest one.
Mm.
Good old Franco. Now, I'm going to point something out. When you get to the German castle, the young German soldier that's at the desk, working the desk,
The
that
angry
is the
one.
same actor who played Lobot in Empire Strikes Back
No way.
when he was young.
They had some people playing the Germans who actually
Wait.
knew German,
the-
but some of them were just the fake Germans
There are
that Hollywood does.
You mean the guy, the bald guy, or the blonde
Yeah.
guy?
The
Ah,
bald
the
Guy
bald.
on the desk where you
Oh,
sign
no,
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 wait. Okay. Are you talking about the bald guy in Empire or the bald guy in this film?
In this film.
I don't think
In
he was
this film,
bald.
he's the young man behind the desk.
Oh,
He has a hat on, if I'm not correct.
I think, yeah.
oh my God.
Guy's got one wide eye and one closed eye.
I love when they are making that chain and
Yeah.
Elisabala's going to tell Vladislav that hey, these are the guys who beat. Oh.
When you realize who he's talking to.
Oh yeah, they go through the line and then he's echoing it to the guy who got beat up.
Yeah. Well, he starts. He stops talking pretty quick. As soon as
Yes,
he
the
realizes who he's
German
talking
porter
to.
at the chateau is played by John Hollis. And John Hollis is the actor who played Lobot.
Oh no, she doesn't have to watch TV. She just can ask Gerry to speak in German.
I don't even have to ask him. He keeps doing it to annoy me.
Yes. Because I speak German with zero accent, and so I don't enunciate or anything correctly, which I find funny that it annoys her.
You speak German with a very heavy American accent, and it doesn't sound good.
And what are the odds of that with me being an American and all?
Yeah.
And she being German, she knows better.
Fuck you, Martin.
Demonstrate proper.
This is why I wanted
speech.
that because you enjoy teasing me for being German.
This is a great scene. Franco stands up to him right here. He stands up to Breed. He's not going to take his shit. I am not going to shave.
There's a lot of fake German in a lot of movies.
Well, what
Especially
about Little
new
Germans?
ones.
Do you know a Little German? I know a Little German. And then they show a midget. And I thought that was funny as fuck.
Oh, wait.
Do you know a Little German?
And we'll
I
cancel.
know a Little German. That's from the movie Top Secret.
Okay.
Tell that to the AI bots running censorship on
Good
YouTube.
luck with that.
Oh, they're already watching us and trying to give us trouble.
Especially on Mondays.
A few dollars into Google ads this month. Put $10 in there, hoping that'll get them to leave us the fuck alone for a little bit.
At least we don't get the bots anymore. Because when I started on this channel, we were having trouble.
Oh,
with
I miss
certain
them,
bots in the chat.
to be honest.
Well, it
Well,
was
I
fun
think
when I
what
tried to get my first kill, and everybody was always faster than me. But I don't.
well, I
miss it.
think what was taught to me worked at blocking them before they could join us.
Mm.
What are you referring to, Free Rock? The characters in the movie or the characters in the panel?
Yeah.
Be specific.
Did Putin really leave?
I
was
don't know. I
teasing
haven't
him.
seen him in chat for a while. Maybe
Ah,
he's just
maybe
not
he's busy.
chatting but watching.
He
Because
wasn't
wants
hurt
us
by
to
that.
think
Jeepers.
that he's gone.
I think my teasing is very cheeky and friendly.
I thought it was friendly. Yeah, I don't like these guys.
I like the general.
Yeah, but they pull people out of
This guy,
prison.
this is an
half
asshole.
of them have a death sentence, and then they pick a mission. They promise them that they can get their lives back when they are successful, and then they pick out a mission for them that's suicide. Yeah, I said the word. Yeah, and Bronson's German is fine. I was surprised by that. He sounds good. You can always tell whether they just learn the words and say them without knowing what they mean and really knowing what they say, even if it's not the first language. And I really like that about older movies,
Well-
that they picked German actors, or at least actors who really spoke the language.
Let me tell you this. In the 90s, Japan made a a salsa band. Salsa is a Latin American tropical musical genre, and it was called the Orchestra of Light, if I remember correctly, and everybody sang perfectly, and
Okay.
none of them had any idea what were they saying.
Okay.
They were speaking all the music was in Spanish, and everybody was baffled. At least in Venezuela, right, this guy, oh, they speak so clearly, and then they drop the bomb. No, yeah, but we don't know what we're saying.
It's easier with music though. And I've come across that in the opera the whole time. It doesn't matter whether you actually speak the language when it's about singing, but in talking, you can totally tell.
Oh man, that architecture was so pretty.
That house, yeah.
And now architects now, well, they only know how to do boxes.
Oh, don't get me started on that. We have so many pretty old buildings
Oh,
here in Vienna, and then you drive through the city, and all the modern ones are just ugly as fuck. Thank God,
oh,
StreamYard only allows for 10. You
and
don't
it
get
has
12.
and it has gotten dirty. Believe me.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a question. They make a deal of Bronson not being able to send the register.
No, I don't think that's what it
No,
is. It's
no,
just when
he
he doesn't
is
understand
illiterate.
as much as you think he is.
No, he is illiterate.
No, he tells the other guy when they're in their room that he didn't have a clue what they were talking about. So apparently he speaks some German, but he didn't really understand them. So that's why he just knocked over the ink, pissing that guy off. He gives him the stink eye every time he sees him after that.
Well, yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah, big difference. Oh, we have a breach.
Mhm. Oh, right. The Shinotskis here. And you know what comes next.
Are you
There you
ready?
go.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, a video. Oh man, it's a pity we don't have a video with the phrase and Donald in it, but this is the same movie in which Donald was. So here we go.
Cowboy, check around and see if there's a back door.
You know,
The
keep
Shinot.
watching backdoors in the stuff that we watch. I'm not just taking timestamps for clips. I'm also, whenever there's a backdoor, it's going to be added.
That sounded so wrong.
What?
Oh, don't. Never mind. Never mind.
You making it sound wrong, you weirdo.
Oh man, faking the blood with ketchup.
Well, the whole maneuver here is insane.
Yes.
When they just swap colors. But I think this is the first time where they realize that this is real. And it could be
Oh,
dangerous.
okay. Snort. Let me find a video for you.
Car just pulled up to the back door.
We haven't had breaches in a while.
Oh well. They will come back. Ah, He can he can't remember their faces because they are shaved and clean.
Yeah, you wouldn't know them without their beards. What movie is Snort talking about?
Yes, not which movie?
Maybe the one that you played the clip of just now.
Oh yes, Kelly's Heroes. Oh, I love that.
That was
Or
fun.
or the Wild Geese. Oh, even with the sad death of the
Well, yeah, that was
character.
heartbreaking, but great movie. We talk about some awesome stuff here.
We better.
Well, and then there's the weeks where we go ahead and do stuff like the Deer Hunter.
Oh my God! You have
We
to
almost,
remind me of
we
with.
almost did. We almost did the Thin Red Line, and I was so happy when Gerry deleted that. We already had it set up, and then he was like, "Yeah, fuck no." That movie was bad.
Jesus, that movie. Oh, it's a it's a very good movie, but man, it, it is depressing as hell.
Oh, Deer Hunter, yeah. We even had to watch it together because none of us wanted to watch it on their own.
I like how the general is the general know what is happening. He knows, and at some
You
point he
think?
chuckles and everything. But
Oh, okay.
he knows he can say anything because he's an observer. But he's like, oh my God,
He's a Jaffo.
yes,
What?
just
Jaffo.
another flying officer. No, just another fucking observer.
There you go.
I have not heard that before.
He's a field judge, and when you go out and do FTX, some of the FTXs you do is actual simulation where it's red versus blue, which is where that whole thing got started. Red versus blue was from the U.S. Army, and if you wore the green band, you were a field judge.
Okay.
And their job, they'd walk up to you because this happened with our team. He just walked up and he says, "You just got hit by artillery. You," and just starts randomly pointing to people. You, and you are all dead. You, and you were wounded, and you, and you are captured." And you're like, "Really?" So we had to surrender our weapons and shit. Oh, dude. Now this scene was deliberately shot to look like the Last Supper.
Yeah. See you later, Tim.
Oh,
Bye,
Be
Tim.
late for work.
bye, Tim. Hmm. Kelly Salal. Man, do I miss watching Koyak. That was
Bye,
one of my
Penny.
favorite shows as a kid.
Is these guys like oh, I just forgot his name. The ones that are dressed as MPs are not actual MPs. They've just been
And
given the role of MP in this current situation, which is why his character ships out with them.
Oh, okay.
mm,
Richard Jekyll. And kill every officer in sight. You know, that's it.
I like when
That was before
he asked ours or theirs. And Lee Marvin said, let's begin
theirs
with
first.
theirs.
Yeah, theirs first.
There's first. Yeah.
And I love how they do go through the numbers. So they memorize
Again and
what has
again
to
and
happen.
again. He's really drilling that into them.
Because before he says that, he goes, at 8, I'll ask the driver. He says, and number 8, and he says, so-and-so goes on a date. The
I
line.
don't remember.
Me neither.
And after this, like Martin had pointed out, Trini Lopez's character is no longer in the movie because he quit
I
the
pointed
film.
that out.
Yes.
Well, he had to. For
One
his
of the
musical
foreigners
career.
on the show pointed it out.
Fuck you.
You bigot.
Yeah.
You know, racist.
Well, since you spoke of nationality and not race, you wouldn't be a racist. You would be a xenophobe.
Yep.
Again,
well,
what was the reason?
xenophobe is fear of the unknown. If you don't like somebody because of their nationality, you're a bigot. You're prejudiced. That's all. Those are the
Yeah,
two
yeah.
words you use.
Okay, Anima. What was again the reason for Trini to quit the production?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra advised him to quit because the film production went over. They needed more time. And Sinatra told him, you don't want your music career to come to a halt, so you better quit. And he followed his advice because, I mean, fucking Sinatra.
That would be Anima and me. Snort. I know bears have no nationality. You are citizens
Well,
of the world.
he's an ice bear, though, right? He's a polar bear. So that's
Is he though? Is he though?
I
Or
don't know.
I
it's
do
just
like this
wearing
scene
white face.
where they take out the entire car so quickly.
Yeah.
More or less nowhere.
Which sucks, but it seemed the right decision at that time.
This is, I just found the information. This is what hurt Aldrich because he got the money from making this film to open his own studio, and he had planned to put out 16 films, but the first 2 pretty much killed all hopes that he put out Legend of Lila Claire and The Killing of Sister George. Nobody fucking remembers those movies. His comeback was The Longest Yard.
I have no idea what you're saying. Snort.
He confirms that he is indeed a polar bear in German.
Oh. But you're not German.
Nope.
Right.
It's my language, though. It's still called Austrian German.
And that's why they called him Big Ears.
Yeah.
Now, according to Donald Sutherland interview, Charles Bronson was adamant that he was not going to cut his hair for this movie. Director Robert Aldrich called Bronson into his office one day, and when he showed up, he was holding the phone. He told him that he was talking to his lawyer in Los Angeles. He says, Charlie, that's your lawyer in LA on the phone. He wants to know if you should fly over to cut your hair or whether you're going to get it done here. And that was it. And he got his hair cut. Because he was basically telling him, we will sue the shit out of you if you don't cut your fucking hair.
It's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yes, it is long.
And there was a subplot, and there are rumors that because you see the scene where they're collecting these pencil timers. They look like pins, but they're pencil timers. They're used to put into plastique and shit. And because they've got their own charge in it. And you turn the pencil and you've got so many seconds to get the fuck away. And but the plot of the necessity of those things is never panned out in the story. So I don't know what that was all about.
Well, if they would have included another subplot, they would have gone over 3 hours. And they didn't want that, thankfully. And like I
Yes,
said
Savalas
earlier,
losing it.
his German is pretty good.
Well, and I pointed out that in real life, he grew up in the coal mines, and his family was Lithuanian and Russian mix. And he did not learn to speak fluent English until he was in the military. Now, he could speak English, he didn't speak it fluently until he was in the military. And I'm referring to Charles Bronson.
Yes, I thought he was Polish. I thought he was
They
Polish.
spoke
His
Russian.
family was a mix of Russian and Lithuanian. I looked it up.
Yep, he did.
Because I had thought Polish as well, and I was incorrect.
I thought it was that accent too.
An operation.
And by
like
the
this.
way, when you see the scene where he's working with the miniature and pointing stuff, that's referred to as a sandbox.
Yep.
And it's a
still
term
do
still
that.
used in the military to this day for when you work with miniatures. And it's reminiscent of playing as kids in the sandbox, hence the name.
They show a lot of sandbox meeting in the series that we were discussing and are going to discuss once we get the last season. SEAL Team.
SEAL Team, yep.
You see a lot.
Oh, I
of
love
sandbox
him in
meeting.
this scene. Oh my God, he is like so terrified of having to run into somebody German. He's like terrified of it.
And then he starts smoking, and the German soldiers want him to light his cigarette.
But he doesn't get the hint. I was like, yeah, this guy's just asking for fire. Then he just walks over, takes the cigarette, lights up his, and says, "Thank you" in
And
German.
he's
And at
almost
least
frozen.
he answers in German. He says "Danke" or something, or "Bitte."
Okay, here we go. I've got a little bit here. I'm going to read this about the pencils. The pins that Vladislav, that's Bronson's character, was collecting during the war games were pencil detonators, aka timing pencils. Basically, there are pins with blasting caps and a short duration timers. And you set them by turning them. This act by Vladislav, or even what the devices were, was never explained, nor the purpose and the ultimate intent of the objective given. One can only conclude there must have been more in that scene that led up to them stealing those, and it ended up on the cutting room floor. But this remaining scene was missed during editing and inadvertently left in, leaving the viewer wondering, what the hell is with the pens?
I wouldn't say inadvertently, because you see the general see them stealing the pens, and when
Yeah,
he
but there's
sees
no
that, he
explanation.
smiles.
Yes, but there's no explanation. So
Okay.
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't show them ever use them. And what is
Yeah,
said is later, let me finish, that it's mentioned that may have been the plan B that gets brought up later, was that if worse comes to worse, we'll use these.
Just to clarify, I am not trying to interrupt you. I'm trying not to die here. Yeah.
Well, don't do that.
Well, what I think is they left the scene just to point out that the general was aware of what was happening.
And he liked what he was seeing. There's the now that's the radio tower, and it's also where the klaxon is.
Oh my God.
And then he walks through the middle of the fucking roof, and of course he's gonna fucking go through because The first thing that pops in my head. What are you doing? You're walking through the meatiest part of the fucking roof where there's less support.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me check my copy.
IMDb says 2 hours 30.
Lee Marvin had high praise for all of the men in the film, commenting that everyone was ideally cast, quote, and even when we ad-libbed a scene, invariably it was in character, so all it could do was help the film. Oh, now we're getting up to this scene with Maggot. Oh my God, this is like a tough scene. As a kid, when I watched this the first time, I was terrified of what was going on. Donald Sutherland smoking. Yeah, looking cool. No, Donald Sutherland can never look cool. He can be awesome, but he can't be cool. This German's like, cigarette? He just looks away from like, fuck off. He doesn't want to interact with him. Fuck off, dude. Just turns away from him. And the guy just shrugs and walks over to him and grabs his hand with cigarette in it. It's fucking great. Yeah, you knew. Look, he's sitting here fucking around with grenades. That this is getting ready to go south.
Yeah.
They thought they could just point this guy at the Germans and it would work, but he ends up nearly fucking this mission.
Because
she walks in there. She's looking for somebody. Wilhelm.
No.
Wolfgang.
Du bist. Whatever, Wolfgang, du bist das.
She asks where he is, and that she tells him to stop fucking around because she thinks he's hiding somewhere in the room, and she's right about somebody hiding, but this is not going as she thinks it is.
I got a knife, and then he gets her out into the fucking middle of the hallway, and Jim Brown starts to come out, and he fucking pulls his machine gun on him. Oh my God, it's like, oh, we are in trouble. He's got Radar O'Reilly's hat on right now. I love that. And he's like, scream. You understand? Scream. I'm going to stab you, you fucking bitch. Scream.
She doesn't want to at first, but then she does. It's a pretty good scream too.
Then she thinks he doesn't want to hurt her, and she moves towards him like they're going to kiss, and then he stabs her, killing
while
her.
smiling.
Yes, smiling and giggling.
Yes, Lee. I just checked my own copy, and it's 2 hours 29 minutes.
So yeah,
you
2.5 hours.
And I didn't even attempt to do it because I couldn't remember. I'm having a good time. How about you guys?
No, yeah, he's having a ball.
Oh yeah.
I got to murder a woman. I feel great.
Out in the hallway, not even in the room.
And it's Jim there. He's stuck up there. The klaxons are, oh my God, this is bad. The klaxons are going off. So he chooses to throw 2 grenades and hopes he might survive. But clearly we never see him again. So he's dead. Killed by his own grenades.
Well, killed by his own stupidity.
Yeah, the Germans hear someone's having a good time upstairs. They're laughing about her scream.
Okay, we have a question, and I'm not quite sure I understand. So I leave it to the native English speaker.
No, he's just addressing what we started doing a couple shows back where we rated.
Oh yeah, we've been scoring the film,
We will absolutely
for
score this one.
Realism, etc. It's a good representation of the military.
How many films are there? Because somebody mentioned sequels.
4. There are 4 movies.
Oh, okay.
The second one is again Lee Marvin is the mayor. Major Reisman. And for the third and fourth one, they changed the character. It is not Reisman anymore. I think it's Wright, Major Wright, and it's played by Telly Savalas.
Yeah. Now, there was something I didn't know about that the scene where, because I knew a lot of things weren't involving Donald Sutherland's character because he was not prominent in the script. He became prominent because the director, Robert Aldrich, just fell in love with him. Not like romantically, obviously. But so I was just reading it. The scene where one of the dozen pretends to be a general inspecting Robert Ryan's troops was initially written for Samson Posey, Clint Walker's character. However, Walker said that he was uncomfortable with the scene. So director Robert Aldrich decided to use Sutherland instead. The scene was directly responsible for Sutherland being cast. That scene is why he was cast in MASH. That's interesting. So he has to get up behind Savalas and he kills him eventually. But the mission is almost foobar at this point. Because they're heading down into the bomb shelter. But they've got a great idea. We're going to load the vents that are over each one of the rooms with grenades, and we're going to soak everything with gasoline.
And then kaboom.
And then basically, we're going to have Jim Brown run from stovepipe to stovepipe, dropping a pulled pin grenade. He only has so many seconds before they start going up.
Lee, what are you talking about? We love your comments and your questions.
What did he say?
He's threatening us.
Here.
Yeah, we enjoy your comments, buddy. You keep going.
We love to interact with you.
And this is basically when you start seeing Savalas is the first one to go in the combat, shot by his own man because he's nuts. He's going to get everybody killed.
Okay.
But Dean was getting bossy.
Yeah, yeah, right. Keep commenting or I will. Okay, then Lee says. Yeah, because this is less a war film and more of an action film. It's not about an actual incident. It's not realistic. And that was Lee's problem. It's a fun film. He did love it. He says it's a fun film. He says, but it's not what he was
problem
wanting.
with it being a war film because it's not.
Being called a war film, because really it's not. It's not based on a real incident or anything.
Ah, Camp Clancy is being meta here. He has seen the deal 2000 dozens of times.
Fun, action-packed, good time. Yeah, that's fitting.
By the way, Tim, before you dropped in, I talked about how you asked me that question. Is this for his memorial this weekend? He says, is this a memorial or a roast? He said a good memorial should be a roast.
It was really nice that we got to attend that because of Mark D and Brian, 70s Rock fan. And they had a lot of people watching.
Yeah, anybody that wants to give a score, give us a score for what you give this film. And I'll read them at the end of the, after we give our score. Now I'll go to your scores. I'm following, Nick and Mark helped me set doing this up, and I like borrowing from them, stealing from them, my friends. Yeah, this is why you shoot guys laying on the ground.
Mm.
You run by them, you go ahead, fire into them. If they're dead, not doing any harm. If they're not dead, well, they're dead now.
Yeah.
It is commonly known by this day as double tap.
They're trying to get out of that fucking room. And even though they get out of the main room, they're still trapped. It's like, oh,
With
shit.
the ammunition. Now they're
Yep,
trapped in
with-
the upper room.
Yep, in where the most high explosive stuff was, which was what was it, hun? That sign you had trouble understanding. It was what do you call it? Oh my god, it's high explosive with metal in it.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can find
It burns really bright and hot. Not phosphorus.
Thermite?
Thermite, thank you. It's thermite. It's a room full of fucking thermite. I love that look he gives Franco when he pulls out and he's still attached to the fucking ACAC gun. He looks in and Franco's like, I got it. Go on and attach the gun. Fucking great moment in the film. Yeah, magnesium is I'm not sure if it's one of the metals or not, but it's if magnesium in it burns white hot, but I think the stuff they got is not magnesium based. I'm not sure what metal they use.
I think it's magnesium and aluminum.
Well, in the film, I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't burn white, and so I don't know if they can afford real magnesium, is why, or we're afraid of it because it burns so fucking hot like the sun. It's more of a yellow orange color when it burns. And I'm sure back then they're going, nobody's going to fucking know. So yeah, you're right. It is supposed to be magnesium.
Ammonium picrate, that's what the sign said. And I've never heard that before. And English-speaking people know it as stannite.
Yeah, guy stops shooting, puts that fucking barrel up. Like, what are you doing?
Oh man.
Oh, now he gets his moment.
Jefferson. Yeah. Jefferson you're like, don't kill the black guy. Everybody's in the audience. Don't kill the black guy. Don't kill the black guy.
And he's running and giving it his all and be like, come on, you can make it.
And he's a running back, man. That's what makes this scene so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Aluminum, that's the one I remember. Aluminum and titanium. But magnesium, it burns hotter than any of them, and it has the tendency of going white hot.
What do you know? Aluminium.
Yeah, I just see a misspelled aluminum.
You keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The rest of the world knows better.
James Brown doesn't feel good anymore.
And they're all rooting for him, and he's dead.
The next watch along, I would say, is not tomorrow because for
Wednesday,
Tuesday. Yes, for Tuesday we don't do the whole movies, just segments of it. And Wednesday will it be? Oh my God, Body Snatchers.
Yes. And I still have to see
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is Wednesday. And then Thursday night, Greg and Nadia and I are going to be doing 80s Fright. And we're going to be talking about the third in the Apocalypse trilogy. I think it's the third. It's either the second or third in John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy. Prince of Darkness.
Look who just arrived.
We missed you too, Glenn. We always miss you guys when you can't make it
Hey,
to
Glenn.
shows. We noticed that.
You know what? There is a lacking of limeys watching the show right now.
Well, at least three.
Andy is here.
We have Glenn, we have
I am
me,
being-
and we have Andy.
I am being facetious. We have a lot of limeys watching the show and in the chat right now.
Yeah, that's easier to tell when you're doing that on camera.
Snort.
Now, we've got some films I'm planning, and I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but I have a classic romantic military comedy called The Private War of Major Benson planned. I have an espionage romantic thriller with James Garner, Eva Marie Saint, and Rod Taylor called 36 Hours.
I never expected us to do romantic stuff for military.
I have this little sci-fi military film planned called what is it called? Soldier, I think is what it's called, with Kurt Russell.
Yes.
We also have another Kurt Russell film I have planned, Escape from New York. And we at some time will do Bridge on the River Kwai.
Wait, haven't we done
And the
Escape
Great
from New York?
No, that's what I thought, but I couldn't find it on YouTube. So
No, we never did. I did the 1980s videos with Keith and Tom, and it was
was 3
included
years
in that,
ago.
but that wasn't doing a breakdown. So, Bridge on the River Kwai, The Great Escape, and Hyena Road, which has Donald Sutherland's other son in it. And I'm trying to see if there are any others that I got planned, but it looks like we've done all of the other ones. So the real fun one for me is going to be The Private War of Major Benson, which was remade years later, and I consider lame. Major Payne with
I like Major Payne.
I cannot fucking stand the way he talks.
okay, now I want to know how he talks. Like.
I cannot stand the way Damon
Marlon
Wayans
Wayans?
talks.
It's Damon.
It's Damon Wayans. I cannot stand the way he talks in that fucking film. I just wanted to punch him in the face every time he started talking.
We have a suggestion here, Gerry.
Oh, really? What is it?
The Long and the Short and the Tall, British film from the 60s.
What war? Is it World War II? What is it? I'm trying to recognize his name and I'm not. Look it up real quick.
You guys know we're always open for suggestions. It's World War II, he says. Richard Harris, David McCullum, and Richard Todd.
Have you seen this movie? Great cast.
Oh, we're going jungle again. Like with the Pacific.
This is an early film for Richard Harris. I remember researching this film before. And I'm not sure I could find a copy of it, is why I haven't done it. Because I think he suggested this film before.
I don't think it's on my list of recommendations that have been made. Let me pull it out from under my cat.
Let me put it out.
Well, Loki was lying on it. No, not on the list, but it is now.
I am pretty sure because I did research on this film. I can't find a copy of it.
Well, it's British, so I might be able to. And I'm hosting anyway as we watch stuff.
I'm going to go. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Footlocker says it has a copy. And does it work? Lorber. Yep, it works. All right. I'm going to put this in the private chat. It's the link. So I found a copy of it. We'll throw that into the mix.
It's on the list.
I got to tell you, sometimes, and it surprises me, there'll be copies of these movies and they're in HD on YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Movies
How
from
is
the
that
60s?
not protected? Yeah, it's from the 60s. How is that not still protected? But yeah. There you go. Look. They have a full version of it. Let's see what quality it is. Oh, no, that's not the full film.
Oh.
I actually go in and I read the description, and once you get the description, it's like, oh, that's not the full
Okay.
film.
I found an HD copy, but it's Jungle Fighters.
Same film, though, right?
Yep. I'm going to see.
I like the movie Attack.
Are we going to talk about that one?
Possibly. I got to squeeze that one in. It's a good film, though. There are rumors that Jack Palance's face was scarred because he was a fighter pilot.
Oh, it looks like Lee is saying goodbye, so we should give our ranking before he leaves because he was interested.
Yep, let's do this real quick because we can get the heck out of here. First, I'm going to give this film, as a war film, I give it about a 7. As an action film, I give it a 10. For the acting, a 10. For the direction, a 10. This is all across the board 10s, except for it's not a real World War II film for me. And I agree
It's also
with Lee
not
Martin on that.
realistic.
It's not realistic. It's kind of over the top with certain things, but damn it, I love the movie. So I give it across the board 10s, except for when it comes to realistic World War II film, and it gets a 7. Anima, yours?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on board with you. All across 10s. Just for historical accuracy, I have to knock it down to 2 because it has nothing to do really with the real Dirty Dozen.
Martin?
Well, I will have to echo both of you. It's a very fun movie. And has good action. And who was the one who said, "Oh, cool, yes, 3 Rock Creation." I have to agree with that. They don't show bloody scenes. You just know where they hit by acting.
Yeah, there's a lot of overacting in the death scenes. The best death scene in the film for realism is Franco. Franco's in the back of that fucking half track, and that German looks up and fires at him, and he just drops dead.
Yeah, well, that's the 60s. They had a very dramatic Hollywood way of dying in that area.
Ben. So let's get on the scores with everybody else. We got Cam. I love this movie. I've seen dozens of times. For all of its foibles, it still is a 10-10 for me. Fun, action-packed, good time. Let's see. Can I ask the panel to give out their 10 marks? Yes, we got that finished, but I will start with the ball rolling by giving it a 10-10. Absolutely, Lee.
I think everybody gives it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Contrived, unrealistic plot, but a ton of fun. All I want to say, great cast, brilliant plot, marvelous dialogue exposition, great action scenes, well-directed, produced, sensational explosion scenes. I must give it a 10 out of 10. And it also gets a 10 out of 10 for action film because it's very good action.
Oh yeah.
Lee says, right, 10 out of 10. Or he probably goes, raw,
Lee rated
10
it
out of
4
10.
times.
The Dirty Dozen. And thank you for having me on the comments panel. See you next time. You stick around, do whatever you ever want, man. You are welcome here anytime, Lee. Enjoy your comments.
He has some questions too.
Yeah. You know, you do this thing where you compliment somebody for doing really well. And I said, yeah, because the rest of them are garbage. That's the way that sounds when you do that.
No, but
Oh, the rest are crap.
No,
Maybe refrain from that. I don't
a
know.
lot of people in our chat are commenting and stuff, but Lee really has questions that he thinks about.
And this is my diplomatic way of saying it. I love everybody's comments, but I got to tell you, Lee throws out some really interesting ones that stand out.
Yeah.
That way you give compliments to everybody. Everybody gets a trophy.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking.
A participation trophy.
Oh God.
But you guys' comments are great. I love all your comments. I get a kick out of all of you. I wish Putin would continue talking because Putin will say shit that just fucking cracks me up during a show. You'll see me on Toxic Tuesday. I'll be sitting there and then all of a sudden, like somebody's talking about something serious for a moment, and I'm like, I'm like laughing in my window. And the reason I'm laughing is usually because of something that he said. So Monkey does that to me too. So, but anyway, guys, fun show today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Love talking about these movies. Next week, I'm not sure, but we will decide here in the next day or so what film we're going to do on next Monday. It's one of the most likely it's going to be one of them I've already made to do, which I said is let's see, The Private War of Major Benson with Charlton Heston. The 36 Hours, which is a psychological thriller during the war. Soldier with Kurt Russell. Escape from New York with Kurt Russell. Bridge on the River Kwai with Kurt Russell. No, with William Holden and Alec Guinness. And then, of course, the all-star cast, James Gunner, Steve McQueen, everybody. I mean, oh my God, everybody's in that movie. The Great Escape, just a great film.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Another fairly realistic modern war film, Hyena Road. It's got some drama in it that I thought was a little That really, I'm like a cat when they're looking out a window. Making those noises.
We did Stalag 17.
Yeah, we
right?
did Stalag. Yeah, we did Stalag 17.
Oh. This I don't know. 633 Squadron.
I think Stalag 17 was in the early days of Military Monday when we had just started doing this.
Well, when you started, yeah.
Well,
You too, Cam. Have a good day.
Bye, Cam.
Oh my God,
Got Cliff Robertson in it. Harry Andrews is in it. I really don't know. John Millian is in it. Good actor. I don't know who any of these other fucking people are. But that 633 Squadron sounds interesting.
Okay, I'll write it down too.
Available on Tubi.
Oh, that sucks though, because I don't have
Why?
access to that. I don't have access to that over here.
Oh, that sucks.
Available on Amazon for free. The rest are pay. So, okay. I don't know that film either. And again, suggest them. No guarantee I'll do them. Some of them I will try to squeeze in. I will. And we'll announce them usually a week before the show. 5 to 6 days before the show. We'll announce.
Just keep an eye on YouTube.
Again, before we go, here we go.
So now, if you dirty dozen have no objections, we will get our equipment and we will start in right now.
Richard
We did
Jekyll. The
cancel
last
another
film I
one,
remember
sorry.
him in was John Carpenter's Alien movie. I forget the name of that film where Starman. Good film. And I think that was one of his last films before he died. So that's it, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a great day today, man. Have a great rest of the week. We did Guns and Never Own.